What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Fellow Show. My name is Kyle. In this video, we're doing a live best ball draft here on Fanduel. I haven't played too much best ball on Fanduel. It is half PPR. I couldn't find a bigger lobby to fill, so this is just a single dollar entry, but it's an interesting one. I think, whatever, $5 for first place. We're just doing this for the fun of it, to get ADP and everything like that. But again, it is half PPR. There's your half PPR right there. And in terms of the starting lineup here, I believe we draft. I'm looking for the draft settings here. Nope. I want to. Can I click on draft settings? Either way, I'll find out what the exact settings are for this. I don't see. They should really list what they're doing here for roster formats. But anyways, I think we're going 20 rounds deep here. You're going to see we have 20 spots full. It looks like. It kind of counts your guys for you here. So we have the 9th overall pick in this draft here. And we got some fun stuff going on here. We have a couple games going on right now. I believe Gabe Davis just caught a touchdown here from Josh Allen. So the crowd's going to go nuts for Gabe Davis. A 28-yard touchdown catch here. Josh Allen, 3 for 3, 45 yards. Zay McKenzie, 1 for 10. Diggs, 1 for 7. That's going to tilt the ADP of our boy Gabe Davis. So a lot of fun. Hang tight with us. We're going 20 rounds deep today. I don't love the interface here from FanDuel. They really should tell me, what my starting lineup is going to be. I wish I could click on that. Let's see here. Points scored each week: 1 QB, 2 running backs, 3 receivers, 1 TE, and 2 flex. So you could start 4 RBs or you could start 5 wide receivers if you wish. So we're moving along here. I wish there was a little bit different, better of a draft board here. So this could be a lot of fun. We're on the board here. Eckler and Najee Harris just went off the board. In terms of running backs here, I like Mixon, I like Kamara, I like Jones, but these guys are all kind of round 2 guys. So we'll see if a running back falls to us in the 2nd round. It's saying Jamar Chase, man. He's your guy. He's got an ADP of 7.4. I'll go ahead and click into Jamar Chase here, lock in our wide receiver 1. And there we go. We got Jamar Chase on the squad, starting wide receiver for us. So we're feeling good about that. Let me just double check this box score again. So no starters for the Broncos today. Looks like Montreal Washington's a name to keep an eye on. Kind of curious. It's not a good look for Albert Okwuegbunam to be playing in the preseason while none of the other starters are. So that significantly worries me. But man, the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, Gabe Davis, baby. Gabe Davis is going to be a hot commodity. And then as we look here, we got the Lions and the Colts. No starters playing in this one. It looks like Alec Pierce caught a ball for 9 yards, though, so that's interesting. He's kind of a starter. But anyways, we'll get back to the FanDuel draft. That's what you're here for. Now let's look. After I take Jamar Chase, you see Joe Mixon, Josh Allen, 11th. Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, Travis Kelce. We're on the deck next here. Kind of want to lock in a running back here, whether it's Aaron Jones, DeAndre Swift. I'm going to pull up my draft kit rankings here. If you guys want to get access to that, use the link in the description below, and you can find out all the info you need there in the draft kit. We got rankings, projections, cheat sheets, articles, all kinds of bonus stuff for you guys. We're on the clock here. It looks like we just missed Kamara. It's telling me to take Debo or Mark Andrews, but I'm gonna land into the Aaron Jones camp here. We want to lock in a running back here, and I know it's half PPR, but Aaron Jones is still my RB8 on the season. And if I go and filter by my flex tab rankings here, let's go ahead and click into the half PPR rankings. I got Aaron Jones as the end of the 1st round value. So I have Chase at 9, Jones at 11. So we secured 2 of my top 12 guys, which is nice. We get 2 1st round values there. So I'm feeling good about that. And then let's just kind of let the rest of the 2nd round take place. DeAndre Swift, next player off the board. And again, if you want access to the 2022 draft kit, fantasyfellowship.com's got all you need. I also added too, if you don't want to get the draft kit, which I highly recommend doing, it's only $15, but if you just wanted the cheat sheets, you can buy those. I think those are $5. But the draft kit, man, you got projections to sort through here. You can actually download the Google. You can access the Google sheet, or you can download the Excel sheet, which has all the filterable stuff that you need. Cheat sheets. More cheat sheets, advanced data projections here. I have a blog, and then I got some other stuff in there. So lots of good stuff within the draft kit. Check it out. We're moving here. DeAndre Swift, CeeDee Lamb. Looks like Nick Chubb off the board here next. Saquon Barkley off the board here next. So it's half PPR. You're going to see more running backs. than receivers here at the top end of the draft. And that's fine. We got a nice, well-balanced start. Ja'Marr Chase and Aaron Jones. As I look towards my potential third-round pick here, I would love to get some running backs. And if Javonte falls, that's a hit. If James Conner's there, I'm interested. Same with Ezekiel Elliott. And even ETN. I know he's a pass catcher, but we'll definitely be interested in some of those running backs if they fall. At the receiver position, third-round guys that intrigue me. Michael Pittman, A.J. Brown's a good one. Mike Williams, these guys are slam dunks here. We could get Cortland Sutton, T. Higgins. These guys are all really great third-round picks. And then at the tight end spot, man, Kyle Pitts, best tight end available. We'll see if he falls to me at the round 3 spot. But you see Saquon Barkley, Mark Andrews, Deebo Samuel, Tyreek Hill. I wish there was a way to kind of, see the big board here. I guess we'll just continue to zoom in here and make it easy for you guys to see it. But there's my queue. I can add players to the queue. But anyways, last pick of the second round, Andrews, Deebo, Tyreek Hill filtering in here. Let me just double check this box score here. We got Denver moving the ball. But yeah, I want to see if Josh Allen gets one more drive with the ones. That would be interesting to see. And there goes Javonte Williams, one of my favorite picks there. He is the thumbnail guy of today's video. So we're moving and grooving into the third round now. If you guys are new to the Fantasy Fellowship channel, definitely subscribe. We just went over 450 subscribers, and I would love to approach 500 pretty soon here. This would be a really nice run for the Fantasy Fellowship, so it helps us grow. There goes Mike Williams. I'm kind of upset about not getting Mike Williams. I think he's a really nice best ball pick because he's going to score touchdowns. He's going to go off for big plays. That's kind of what you're looking for. You want those high scoring guys where it's best ball. You don't have to worry about setting your lineup. It's boom bust. That's okay. We don't mind the boom bust nature of a guy like Mike Williams, especially Mike. Mike Williams is a top 10 receiver for me. And sorry, I'm just looking at something here on the phone. But anyways, moving and grooving here. James Conner, Leonard Fournette off the board. Patrick Mahomes, top ADP guy. Mike Evans, another top ADP guy. We're looking around here and I'm thinking we're probably not going to get one of the running backs we wanted to us. You got Zeke and Travis Etienne, top available RBs. There goes Mahomes, a little bit early for Mahomes. A.J. Brown would have been a nice get. So our queue is dwindling here. It's looking like Michael Pittman Jr. is on a slide. That would be a nice pick. I think Pittman Jr., and I mean, he's 5th at ADP, but Kyle Pitts, man, if we can get Kyle Pitts here. And yeah, I wish we could have got Big Mike, but there goes Keenan Allen. I think Kyle Pitts is the move. He's got a 28 ADP. Ezekiel Elliott off the board here. I would love to get Michael Pittman Jr., but man, we're up to pick, and these guys let me get Kyle Pitts here, who I think is the clear tight end number 3 right now. We'll secure him, and all of a sudden we got Aaron Jones, Ja'Marr Chase, and Kyle Pitts. Feeling pretty strongly about that. And then, I mean, as it sits right now, man, I'm hoping there goes Michael Pittman Jr. That would have been nice. I would love another receiver here. One of Higgins, Sutton, DJ Moore, one of these guys to fall to us. That would be ideal. Again, I like the running backs in this range. ETN would be the guy here, I think. Otherwise, we'll wait on RB. I love AJ Dillon, by the way, if you haven't watched some of my stuff before. But we're having fun here. I just want to check in that Broncos game. Still looks like the Broncos ball. We'll see, though, man. Gabe Davis, though, he is the player of the day. He's going to move ADPs probably a little bit. He's a high-profile guy in a lot of fantasy drafts right now. And it's looking like we might get one of these receivers to fall to us, which would be really fun. I mean, I would love to potentially get one of these guys. There goes Higgins. Cortland Sutton's the dude, though. We want Sutton on this team. So Higgins at the end of the third. We're starting the 4th round now. We have to sweat 4 picks, but there's Herbert, Kittle, Lamar, Darren Waller, and Sutton. We have a small chance to get Sutton, so I'm hoping we see some of these guys fall off the board here. I'm looking around for any other players that stick out. There goes George Kittle. So we're almost there. Come on, Sutton. I mean, I firmly believe that Cortland Sutton is the wide receiver 1 to target in this offense with Russell Wilson. I like Jerry Jeudy, but I still think Sutton, man, he profiles to be the best. He's been the best with training camp. It's all the reports from the beat writers in Denver camp. It's that Cortland Sutton is the wide receiver 1. Michael Thomas off the board. We have to sweat one more pick. Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Darren Waller. Hopefully the guy takes one of those players. and we could reel in. Oh, he picks Cortland Sutton. Ouch. That one hurts. No running backs I love there. Wide receivers, DJ Moore, Terry McLaurin, DK Metcalf, Juju. Jalen Waddle, man, he's a little low. I don't know what to do here. We got 15 seconds here. Probably just going to take DJ Moore. I'm going to take DJ Moore here as my wide receiver 2. In my rankings here, I do have DJ Moore as my 31st player off the board. So he is technically he's a round 3 value in my rankings. We get him in the 4th round. In my wide receiver rankings, that would put DJ Moore as my wide receiver 14. So I like the value there. We collected Jamar Chase, my wide receiver 3, and we get DJ Moore there. So we have 2 guys in my top 15, and then we're gonna see if we can get one of these guys to fall to us, but we'll wait and see. But yeah, can't be mad about that. There goes Herbert, and now we'll let and see what the rest of the 4th round looks like. Did the Bills get the ball yet? Buffalo just gets the ball. Let's see. I don't know if Josh Allen's going to come back out, but I'd love to see some more Josh Allen. Checking on the Colts. Craig Reynolds getting some run here. And Colts not showing much. Alec Pierce, just the 9-yard catch. We have some fun games later today. If you have access to NFL Network, I mean, Kansas City, I think they're going to play Mahomes for a series or 2. But then Washington, man, we really got to watch Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson. And then this game here between the Steelers and the Jags, I think that might be like the most starters being played in that game. So that one's a lot of fun. You see Herbert, Akers, Lamar, Darren Waller, all the next picks off the board. I think people are back into Darren Waller now because he started practicing, so that looks good for him. He was sliding into the 5th round of some drafts here, but it looks like he's the draft we did earlier today. He went like 40th overall, so early round 4, which is pretty nice. And yeah, we're moving around here, having fun. Let me just filter by flex again. And so far, yeah, we're doing pretty good. We got my number 9th ranked player. We have my 11th ranked player. We also got Kyle Pitts, who is, well, there's DJ Moore. I have Kyle Pitts a little bit lower. He's my 47th ranked player, but I think he probably should be ranked a little bit higher. And just the nature of the tight end position, you want to get a good one. Joe Burrow, Breece Hall, and Terry McLaurin into the 4th round. That's a little bit early for Joe B. David Montgomery, not a player I'm targeting heavily in drafts. And it looks like Case Keenum is in. Gabe Davis, another 19-yard catch. So Gabe Davis, man, he's going to be flying up the boards. Gabe Davis. Is he still on the – he's right there, man. We could collect Gabe Davis here potentially as our wide receiver 3 spot. I don't mind that at all. We do need some backup running backs, though, but A.J. Dillon, definitely one of those guys. I don't mind pairing him with Aaron Jones. Going to be a touchdown guy. Damien Pierce, ADP through the roof, man. These ADPs are a little wonky. In the 160s? I don't understand some of these ADP rankings. Very interesting. Something's up with their ADP rankings, man. They go from 47 to 58 to 71. Very strange. I don't know what's going on with this. So Fanduel, man, you guys got some work to do with these ADPs. Alan Lazard, there's AJ Dillon. But we'll see. You see Juju, Allen Robinson. I would have loved one of those guys to fall to us. We don't get him. J.K. Dobbins, decent value there. I like Jalen Hurts. The value of Jalen Hurts as a QB1 looking pretty dang good here. Stephon Diggs still playing with the 1. So there you go. Stephon Diggs, 26-yard catch. And then it looks like Gabe Davis still 2 for 47. But yeah, looks like Buffalo's moving the ball. That Buffalo offense, man, you want to be a part of that. So Diggs, 2 for 33. Gabe Davis, 2 for 45. Singletary came out and looked good, too. Singletary, 3 for 25 as a rusher, and he just caught a 4-yard ball here. So it looks like Buffalo moving the ball pretty well. There goes Jalen Hurts, Jalen Waddle, DK Metcalf. We're up in 2 picks. I think the pick for me, it's probably got to be Gabe Davis at this point. He's going to be, especially in a half PPR, big touchdown league, I think you're going to want to value some of those players. And he is the top-ranked non-QB. I guess Dawson Knox is ahead of him for some reason. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to collect Gabe Davis here. Our wide receiver 3 now. We have Jones, Jamar Chase, DJ Moore, Gabe Davis, and Kyle Pitts. I think the next pivot for me, we're going to filter by running back here. I would love A.J. Dillon if he somehow falls to us here. I'm so confused by these rankings here. You see A.J. Dillon. Again, this ADP is very, very strange. There goes Russell Wilson. Let me see what Buffalo's doing here. Singletary for 14 more yards, man. He's having a game. Buffalo putting up the points in the first quarter. They're throwing for 94 yards. They're rushing for 39. They put up almost 150 yards in the first quarter against the Broncos defense. So this is very eye-catching, man. I'm super interested in what's going on here. But anyways, there goes Jacobs. There goes Elijah Mitchell. You see 1, 2, 3, 4 picks. We would love to get A.J. Dillon as our running back too. And it is best ball leagues. I don't mind pairing Jones with Dillon. I think a lot of maybe experts maybe wouldn't do that. But in terms of best ball, I think that's very valuable. There goes Brandon Cooks, Chris Godwin. Let me look at some of the other receivers on the board. Lazard, Marquise Brown, good pick. There goes Lazard. But technically their top-rated running back right now is A.J. Dillon, so collect him. We just secured the Packers' backfield of Jones and A.J. Dillon. And one of those guys is going to touchdown every week. So we locked in for sure a running back one. Anything happens to one of the other guys, we're in good shape here. So far, so good. We need one more, I guess. Now that we have this roster set up, we need 2 flex plays yet. So we're still going to be drafting some starters. You see Marquise Brown, Deontay Johnson go. Let me filter by all positions. They have Dawson Knox rated as the top player available. So, again, I'm not sure what's going on with this FanDuel ADP, but something needs to be updated here, guys. But let's go ahead and start queuing some guys. I mean, I like Tony Pollard late. Damien Pierce, man, one of the biggest risers right now in fantasy football. We'll star him. We'll star Clyde Edwards-Helaire, starter for the Chiefs. Chase Edmonds, another guy here. I like these. These guys are more PPR guys, but I think they're all very fair plays. Naheem Hines, another one of my favorite best balls. Brian Robinson there. We talked about him. Now let's look at the receivers, though, because, I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jerry Jeudy, Rashad Bateman, Darnell Mooney. The fact that, I mean, they have Cordero Patterson listed as a wide receiver, which is just wrong. Come on, FanDuel. Hunter Renfrow here. Brandon Iuke, Elijah Moore, Christian Kirk. Tons of receiver values here late. George Pickens flying up the draft boards. I don't mind taking a rookie receiver, Drake London or Chris Olave. MVS is a good best ball pick there paired with Patrick Mahomes. Rondelle Moore, a fun best ball pick. A lot of receivers down here that I like. So we'll pivot to receivers coming up, I think, unless we can get Tony P. I wouldn't mind Tony Pollard there. Tony Pollard could be a guy that flirts with, 1,200 yards all purpose. We'll see what he does here, but it looks like this game has not started yet in the second quarter. But man, oh man, Buffalo Bills, baby. Buffalo Bills. There goes Dawson Knox, Jerry Jeudy, Damien Pierce. Oh my goodness. Damien Pierce in the 6th round. Wow. Starting running back for the Houston Texans, guys. Starting running back for the Houston Texans, Damien Pierce. And here's what we got so far. So a good, well-balanced approach here. We're going to start to look at receivers and running backs the rest of the way. I totally don't mind waiting on QB. The fact that we can get Trey Lance or, even like Kirk Cousins for that matter. There's a lot of QBs I like out there. So we'll find a guy at the QB spot. So beginning of the 7th round has begun. Again, we're pick number 9 in this draft here. Let me just see what Buffalo's got going on. Anything happened when Buffalo second quarter just about to start? Curious if they leave. Oh, Zach Moss is in the game now. RB2. He's in there before James Cook. So 1 carry for 6 yards for Zach Moss. We'll see if he can punch one in the end zone here. There goes Dak Prescott. Again, quarterbacks. I would really love Trey Lance if he can be there, but Rashad Bateman off the board. Amon-Ra St. Brown. We're getting hit with some of the receivers that we highlighted just a few minutes ago. Trey Lance might be the move, though. I think he might be the best ball quarterback we are looking for. In terms of receivers, Mooney and Iuke, the fact that I can maybe get Iuke, Elijah Moore, Christian Kirk on the turn, I think I'm going to prioritize Trey Lance here. Although, Tony Pollard, man, best available RB. So there goes Antonio Gibson. To me, that's one of the worst picks you can make. Let's see, Malik Reed injured on the play here, incomplete short right to Gabe Davis. There goes Gibson, and now at this point, Pollard's kind of the guy here that sticks out from the running back spot, but I think we can wait. Still Singletary's making some moves today. Don't mind him. Goddard, good value for tight end here. The guy we want, though, is Trey Lance. If we can get Trey Lance here, we're feeling pretty good. Well, we shall see, man. Let's get this moving. Kind of a slow draft. A lot of people using the full clock. I just lost power to my mouse, man. Let me get my backup mouse here. There we go. Let me get this other mouse charging here. We're on the deck next. And yeah, Trey Lance. There goes Elijah Moore. Good pick here. I'm going to collect Trey Lance here, and we're going to try and get Brandon Iuke on the comeback here. So we need basically the balance here is pretty nice. 1 quarterback, 2 RB, 3 receiver, and a tight end. And we need 2 more flex spots left here. But we'll look for Tony Pollard or potentially Brandon Iuke on the comeback here. So what's going on here? Still nothing getting assisted off from Malik Reed. End of the 7th round. This is interesting, man. Like I play a lot of drafters.com. That's one of the better best ball sites that I like to use. And then you're looking at, full PPR for that. Underdog does half PPR, but this ADP is a little wild. Rashad Penny in the 7th round. Damien Harris in the 7th round. Very interesting. Hunter Renfrow, good pick there. Take advantage of some of these ADPs, guys. I don't think Fanduel has any big competitions or anything like that, like some of the other best ball sites here. But this ADP, man, it doesn't seem to be dialed in, to say the least. What's going on in Buffalo? Come on, Buffalo. Let's get a play going. Anything in the Colts game? Looks like a couple field goals here. Desmond Patman, 49. Nick Foles playing in the preseason. But anyways, we're almost up to pick here in the 8th round. I think the pick is Brandon Iuke. We want to pair him with our quarterback, Trey Lance here. Apparently, Brandon Ayuk's been the best player in training camp for the 49ers here. So there's a lot of excitement around Brandon Iuke. If I didn't want to take Iuke, I do like Christian Kirk. He's more of a full PPR guy. There goes Chase Edmonds, strong pick there. So we get our Iuke. I feel very good about that. We'll go ahead and collect Brandon Iuke there, and he'll be our flex player for us. So he's our wide receiver 4. Put him in the flex 801, or I guess that was his fantasy points per game. He is our 4th receiver here in the 8th round. So now we just need 1 more flex, and we're gonna just take a bunch of flyers on some running backs, and we'll see what happens here. Looks like Jamison Crowder getting involved here now with the 2nd unit. Yeah, Buffalo is just one of those teams. Curious to see if they give if they're going to give. They're on the 2-yard line here, so we'll see if they give it to Zach Moss. Zach Moss, 1-yard touchdown. So there we go. Zach Moss probably going to be rising up draft boards, I would think. So good pick there. Let me get back. My mouses are dying. Not great. I apologize. Let me get that mouse dialed back in there. So Zach Moss, 1-yard touchdown run. And then, of course, the Gabe Davis big touchdown. So we'll kind of just let this sit here for a bit. We're looking at the 8th round. You see Tony Pollard go off the board. That would have been really nice. Cole Kmet, interesting. A little bit of a reach on Cole Kmet. I would not have taken him. DeAndre Hopkins there. I'm looking at as far as the best players on the board here. It's saying Rodgers, Zach Ertz. I believe Dallas Goedert went already too. So that is an interesting thing going on here with this Fanduel ADP. I could potentially do some more of these Fanduels if you guys want. But tight ends off the board here: Zach Ertz, Freiermuth, Gesicki. A couple guys there that we like. There goes Devin Singletary. That would have been a nice pick for us later in the draft if we could have got him. I think I would have liked that. Let me go ahead and get a fresh battery in the mouse here as we're moving. Miles Sanders, not a guy I love targeting. I think I definitely prefer Kenneth Gainwell over Miles Sanders at ADP. I just don't know if we can trust the Eagles with Miles Sanders there. So I am officially off the Miles Sanders for drafting this. 8th round's fine. I guess if he's your RB3, I suppose that could be, of service. I don't hate it. But I think I'm going to let somebody else draft Miles Sanders this year. But we're moving into the ninth round now. We'll see if we can snag some good picks for you guys. What's going on here? Trying to get the mouse batteries in. Kenneth Walker, Cordero Patterson. So we got a run of running backs going on here. So I'm not going to probably like what I'm going to get here on the comeback. Kadarius Toney off the board. I don't mind him. I'm not sure I'm trusting him to be healthy. He's kind of been a guy. Last year, he showed us the inability to stay healthy for a full season. And there's kind of like off the field concerns with him too. He's kind of he's a hard to trust player for me. He's uber talented, but man, oh man, I find myself liking some of the other players at ADP where he goes. So George Pickens off the board. Oh my goodness, George Pickens, man. A little wild to take George Pickens there, in my opinion. I do like him. I do like George Pickens over Chase Claypool, though, so I will say that. But we are approaching our next pick. There's a receiver here, Christian Kirk. There goes Kirk Cousins. Christian Kirk's my top-rated receiver, my top-rated running back. Yeah, nobody really sticks out. Let me slap Kenneth Gainwell. We'll star him. I like Raheem Mostert. I think people are kind of sleeping on him. And let's see here. Jamal Williams, kind of catnip there for coaches. Chris Olave, the next player off the board. And I think at this point, I would love to take Christian Kirk. That's going to be our fifth receiver and our second flex. So hopefully Christian Kirk can slide through us here. Dude's going to catch 80, 90 balls this year. In terms of my wide receiver rankings for half PPR, Christian Kirk, my wide receiver 32. And where was Gabe Davis? Gabe Davis was my wide receiver 28. Brandon Iuke right here at wide receiver 37. So we're kind of just following the ADP, making sure we get guys that we like. There goes Devonta Smith, and I'm going to slap Christian Kirk on this team. And we just executed our fifth wide receiver. Our two flexes are good to go. And at this point now, we have the starting lineup built. We have it built out. We'll start pummeling some running backs in here. I don't see anybody I love in terms of running back here, but I do think there's some opportunities for us to snag some guys. Looks like the Broncos are moving the ball here. Oh, we just got a kickoff. But yeah, Zach Moss, man, the 1-yard TD plunge. He could be the goal line back again this year. People are kind of sleeping on him. Let me check what the Colts got going on here. Jamar Jefferson, Craig Reynolds, Justin Jackson getting some play time here. So strong running game here from the Detroit Lions in this game. But anyways, we're almost up to a pick. After I took Christian Kirk, you see Matt Stafford, Drake London, Melvin Gordon, James Cook off the board here. Nobody's really sticking out. I could potentially go QB2, but I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to force that here. In terms of wide receivers on the board, I mean, Marquez Valdes-Scantling's the number 2 there. I do like Rondelle Moore. He's going to be heavily involved this season. Let me look at backup tight ends. And again, if you're just joining us now, this is what we got brewing so far. We got Trey Lance, running backs Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Receiving group of Jamar Chase, DJ Moore, Gabe Davis, Brandon Ayuk, Christian Kirk. And then we got the unicorn, Kyle Pitts there as our starting tight end. So we're on the board here. Running backs, Pacheco. Man, I don't love it. I'm going to grab Nyheim Hines, so I think he's a clear guy with a role every week. He could end up catching 60, 70 balls, and he does have a chance to punch in a handful of touchdowns this year through the air. So we'll lock him in there as our running back 3. And he's got flex value for us, too. He's going to compete. With these guys, Iuke and Christian Kirk, as our RB, I guess, as one of our 2 flex plays. So I like what we got going on here. And yeah, if you guys are just joining this, this is my first FanDuel live draft here. The ADP is weird. The ADP is super weird. We had some interesting picks throughout the show today, and for some reason their ADPs are just way off. So we'll look and see if we can find some more guys here. But there's tons of players I like down the list here for running back. We'll find some sleepers here to add to our team. Again, we're kind of receiver strong right now. Looks like MVS just went off the board here before we took Nyheim Hines. So we'll pivot here, and then this is going 20 rounds deep. So I think we just entered the 10th round. So we're going to find some guys. We're going to see if we can start to pad our stats with the running backs and the wide receivers. And then tight end, we'll come back to tight end and see if we can find some sleepers there behind Kyle Pitts. But there goes Derek Carr. I just want to double check and see what's going on here. Josh Johnson moving the ball with Stevie Scott. But yeah, if you missed it, Gabe Davis today caught the touchdown from Josh Allen, 2 for 47 and a touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 2 for 33. And then Zach Moss, 2 carries, 7 yards, and he punches the end zone in from the goal line. Devin Singletary looked good, though, 4 for 39 and 1 for 4 as a receiver. So Buffalo, man, proven to be very valuable for fantasy football this year. And then in this game, there's nothing to learn. The Lions and the Colts, they're both shelving their starters. But anyways, moving into the 10th round, after I take Nyheim Hines, you see Hunter Renfrow, Derek Carr, Tua Tagovailoa, and James Robinson. Not a bad spot there for James Robinson in the 10th. As long as you get him on your bench, I think I'm fine with it. Let me see the QBs available. Fields, Matt Ryan. I mean, again, we're locked in with Trey Lance. I think we can wait for some of these, these backup quarterbacks down here. There goes Mike Gesicki, which is just a player I do not love to draft. There's probably some other tight ends that I like over Mike Gesicki. Even Freiermuth, Irv Smith, Njoku, some sleeper tight ends down the board here. Hayden Hurst, Evan Ingram. There goes Jameis Winston off the board. So interesting draft, to say the least. I wish Fanduel would do a tournament setting where, $5 entry, you can win like 10K or something like that. So we'll see if they do it. I still think FanDuel, there's a lot of work to do with this system. They're not really dialed in. They're still more of a DFS platform for me. But yeah, we're moving and grooving here. I did get sniped on Brian Robinson and Kenneth Gainwell. Those would have been some really nice running backs to get there. As I look at the receiver position, I think Rondelle Moore sticks out. He's a guy here. Romeo Doubs off the board. If I look at more running backs, Isaiah Pacheco, man, he's kind of the number 2. And if he goes out and scores a touchdown today for the Chiefs, like his ADP is going to spike. It's going to roar. It's going to move up significantly. So we'll see what happens here. But we got 2 picks to survive before we go. I'm not taking Julio Jones. I think it could be a nice play. I don't trust Julio Jones, and I'm kind of finding it hard to trust the Denver or the Buccaneers in general. I'm a little bit nervous about what's going on over there. Traylon Burks off the board. There goes Pacheco. But we're going to go get Rondelle Moore, a guy who I think has a clear role in the Cardinals offense this year. He's going to be their number 2 receiver for most of the year behind Marquise Brown. But they're going to use him in a variety of ways. They're going to try and run the ball with him. They're going to get him the ball in space. He's going to get a lot of manufactured touches. So I like this receiving core of Chase, DJ Moore, Davis, Iuke, Kirk, and Rondelle Moore. And again, we need some running backs, so we need to find some RBs at some point here. Darrell Henderson Jr., just a nice handcuff here. Isaiah Spiller, handcuff maybe to Austin Eckler. But the guy I'm looking at is Raheem Mostert. He's the clear number 2 in Miami. And you also have to consider the narrative of the coaching staff in San Francisco. Is the offensive coordinator in San Francisco last year is now the head coach of the Dolphins. So that intrigues me. If we look at the running backs here, I don't love it. I'm going to land into Raheem Mostert. We'll just collect him. And the dude's we haven't seen him in a full year. He should be relatively healthy. I think they're just keeping him fresh, not going to be playing him too much in the preseason. So we collect Raheem Mostert as our RB4. Just back on the charter. And now we wait. We're moving here in the 11th round. There goes Garrett Wilson. Fine pick here in the 11th round. Again, we're probably going to want to pummel some more of these running backs. I do like Michael Carter. I like Jamal Williams. Khalil Herbert, another popular running back pick of mine that I've been making. Yeah, let's wait and see here what we got. There goes Tyler Boyd. Darrell Henderson would have been a nice backup running back for us, but that's okay. Matt Ryan off the board. So QB2s, people are starting to draft their QB2s. The fact that Justin Fields is still out here, a little bit interesting. If I look at other QBs, Fields, Mac Jones, Tannehill, I mean, I would comfortably take Justin Fields over all these QBs just because of that rushing upside. In terms of backup tight ends, again, here's what we're working with. Trey Lance, Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon, Nyheim Hines, Raheem Mostert, decent group of backs. But the meat of this team is the receiver position. Jamar, DJ Moore, Gabe Davis, Iuke, Kirk, and Rondell Moore, and Kyle Pitts as the tight end. So we're looking relatively well balanced here. But yeah, we probably need to pull a backup tight end soon. There goes Khalil Herbert, Justin Fields. I want to kind of look for some sleeper wide receivers late. I love DJ Chark late. He's the number 2 there. Jahan Dotson, people are sleeping like crazy on Jahan Dotson. Isaiah McKenzie, man, the starting slot receiver there. Jakobi Meyers is going to be pummeled with a lot of targets. Josh Palmer, Nico Collins. Love those guys on the bench. Wan'Dale Robinson, a lot of fun. Alec Pierce, we can maybe take some rookies late. So I like the value of waiting on the receivers. But we should maybe, I mean, if we get Njoku, I think people are sleeping on Njoku. He's going to be probably the second target for Jacoby Brissett. It's going to be, of course, Amari Cooper with maybe about 120, 130 targets by the end of the year. But Njoku is the guy that can survive with Brissett as his QB, and he's just locked into the tight end one role. So he interests me quite a bit. There goes DJ Chark. That would have been a nice pick if he fell to us. But the running backs, man, I don't know what we pull here. I do like J.D. McKissick in best ball. He's a little bit of a fun pick. It gets really nasty pretty soon here. So I might have to grab Michael Carter or Jamal Williams here, and then we'll let if we can let, I don't know if we can let Njoku slide, but we missed on Jamal Williams. So I'm going to take Michael Carter, who he's got a role in the Jets offense. Anything happens to Brees, we are looking okay. There goes Njoku, so that probably would have been a good pick here. Looks like Denver kicked a field goal. We'll see if Zach Moss gets more opportunities here. James Cook is now in, though. James Cook 1 for 4 yards. And, yeah, that's going to be interesting. It just disappeared. It looks like, yeah, James Cook for 4 yards, so he's getting some run with I think this is the second team offense, assuming Case Keenum is still in there. But David Njoku, Jakobi Meyers, you're starting to see some good flex plays come off the board. Again, I still like J.D. McKissick, next player off the board. We'll probably cool it on running backs here. We have Jones, Dillon, Hines, Raheem, and Michael Carter. That should be enough. I have a feeling most often it's going to be Jones and Dillon scoring for us with sprinkles of Hines and Mostert. So I feel relatively okay with that. But we probably need to look at the tight ends, the receivers coming up there. There goes Ryan Tannehill. So we should probably also look at QB. Mac, Daniel Jones, Jared Goff. Again, we have Trey Lance, so I don't really know if I want to force that. But my favorite rookie receiver right now, Jahan Dotson, on the board here. Looks like we're going to pick him. He's going to be the number 2 receiver there in Washington, and he's been kind of the darling of their training camp. So all of a sudden we find ourselves with 7 stud wide receivers. Like Watson or Dotson's our number 7 receiver. That feels really, really juicy there. So that I feel good about that. And at this point now, I would love it if Josh Palmer or Nico Collins fell to us, and then we can kind of be done with receiver. And we're just going to make like a ragtag group of tight ends. I think there's enough guys here. Hayden Hurst, Austin Hooper. I don't mind these guys as our backup tight end. Mo Ali Cox, the starting tight end for the Colts. You have Brevin Jordan, the starting tight end for the Houston Texans. A lot of interesting pieces there. Jonnu Smith, still going to be a busy guy for the Patriots. And then my favorite sleeper tight end is Tyler Conklin from the Jets. So we'll look for tight end on the comeback. But after I took Jahan Dotson, you see Michael Gallup, Russell Gage, Mecole Hardman, KJ Osborne, next player off the board. Let's see what we got going on here. OJ Howard making a catch. James Cook with a 19-yard run, 2 for 23 on the ground. OJ Howard getting involved here. So the Buffalo Bills still moving the ball here with Case Keenum. Looking like a really, really strong offensive output day. More James Cook there for 6 yards. So Cook, man, Buffalo Bills, man, you want to get some Buffalo Bills this year. They're going to be one of they're probably the team to beat, I would say, for the most part here. They're probably going to be a lot of players, not a lot of players, but a lot of people's favorite Super Bowl pick. There goes Corey Davis off the board, Zamir White. And we got a little bit of a wait yet here, so we'll kind of just let this filter out. But I wouldn't mind snagging a QB2 soon. I kind of like Jared Goff as a QB2. He's not playing today, but I think there's a lot of excitement about the Lions offense. So I wouldn't mind leaning into that for sure. I think that could be very fruitful. And as we look at it here, you got Carson Wentz, Mac Jones. So here's a little bit of a QB run flying off the board here. We got a lot of QBs coming in. And who knows? I mean, I don't mind Jared Goff, Daniel Jones, Davis Mills, Marcus Mariota. These guys are kind of all fun. I think we could potentially easily snag one of these guys here. So I think there goes Daniel Jones. I might have to pull a trigger here on a QB. Goff, Mayfield. Again, I like Davis Mills. I think Mills is a fine player. There goes Josh Palmer. I did like Palmer a lot. If we can get Nico Collins with Davis Mills, I do like that. I mean, Mariota as a QB3, not a bad idea. I think for the most part, my roster construction, I've been wanting to get 3 QBs and 3 tight ends. So we're gonna have to start applying some QBs and tight ends to this lineup here. But Kyle Pitts, man, locked into our tight end 1 role. We're almost up to pick. There goes Rachaad White. I do like Rachaad White, but the running backs at this point, man, they're kind of spent. We'll come back to this position at the end. I mean, you got McKinnon, Zach Moss. Like, there's some guys here that we can go after. But let's look at the QB and the tight end spots. Noah Fant, Jared Goff. I think Hayden Hurst is probably the guy I want as my backup tight end. When's his bye week? Week 10. Kyle Pitts has a week 14 bye week. So I do like Hayden Hurst, the best tight end here. So we'll take him. We'll lock him in, and then we'll come back and get a quarterback in the second on the comeback here. So I'm feeling good about that. Let's see what the Buffalo Bills are doing. Zach Moss back in the game, up the middle for 11 yards. Wow. Buffalo is just moving the ball. Over 200 yards now in the second quarter. 6 minutes left to go. Playing some good football here. We'll see if Zach Moss can punch another one in there. As they're in the red zone, they're on the 12-yard line. It looks like the Colts are also in the red zone here too. It looks like Sam Ehlinger moving the ball. Mike Strawn making a big catch there. Nico Collins was the next pick after I made my pick. There's Christian Watson, Robbie Anderson. Again, we're really strong at the wide receiver position, so I think we'll maybe make one pick more at receiver. We missed on Davis Mills. That would have been nice. So we don't have a QB2 yet. It's looking like it's going to be Baker Mayfield and Marcus Mariota. I'm probably going to go with Mariota here, just because I like the rushing upside. Mo Ali Cox off the board here. We could potentially take Baker Mayfield. I don't think that's a bad idea. I think they're going to move the ball. So when's his bye week? Week 13. Trey Lance, week 9. Doesn't matter. I'll take Baker Mayfield in there. Again, it's QB2. He's not going to have to do too much for us, but we'll put him in there as our QB2. And if we can get Mariota on the comeback, or even Zach Wilson for that matter, I don't mind that as a QB3 option. Jacoby Brissett's a guy too. I don't love it, but it wouldn't surprise me if he makes some moves. There goes Deshawn Watson, who, if you're interested in drafting Deshawn Watson, like in a redraft league, I'm not doing it. I don't think that's responsible to recommend watching or drafting him in redraft league, especially with shallow benches, and he's going to be labeled as suspended, so you can't really put him in your IR spot either. So to me, I'm out on Deshaun Watson. I suppose best ball. That's really the only thing that provides value here. So it looks like there's an injury in the Broncos game, but Jake Kumro, 9-yard catch to the 3-yard line. Do we see another Zach Moss goal line touchdown run? Interesting. At this point, I think we should probably highlight Zach Moss on this list here, because I don't think he's going to go away, man. I really don't think he's going to go away. I'm going to click on him here. He's down far on the list, so I might be able to wait for him on the comeback. I guess we'll get him with one of my next 2 picks. We'll just slam him in there, because if he's going to score 4 or 5 touchdowns this year, that's a pretty nice value where he could be starting for us for a few weeks. And it looks like still no play here. Colts, looks like it's 2-minute warning here, but we're moving and grooving, having fun here. There go Henry Ruggs. I missed on Brevin Jordan. That would have been a nice get, but Henry Ruggs, okay. Thank you for your donation, sir. I just want to look at the tight ends. Tight ends are pretty ugly at this point. Jonnu Smith, I do like him, and I know he was a disappointment last year, but it sounds like he's been one of the best players in the Patriots camp. And in Patriots camp, it sounds like it hasn't been very good. But otherwise, if you're playing best ball leagues or you want your last pick to be a tight end, Tyler Conklin, he's been the best tight end for the Jets. He's their starting guy. He emerged last year with Minnesota, and it seems like every day I read something about the Jets camp and he's making plays. So I think Conklin could be our worst case scenario tight end. Otherwise, we'll look for another one here. But we're locked in with Pitts and Hayden Hurst. I don't know if we need to reach on that. But again, Marcus Mariota is still on the board. I think that's going to be the move here, as we'll take Lance, Baker, and Mariota and call it good at the QB spot. It would be very nice if Adam Troutman, that's a bad pick. Don't be taking Adam Troutman this year, folks. CJ Uzama, not even the starting tight end for the Jets. Trey Sermon, good pick. I like Trey Sermon quite a bit. Zach Moss, left end for a 3-yard touchdown, nullified. Holding on Quentin Morris. Damn it. Oh, man, Zach Moss would have had the second touchdown of the day. There goes Cam Brate, just another whatever pick. I think these next 2 picks here, I'm going to slam Marcus Mariota as our QB3, and then we'll collect Zach Moss. What's going on, man? I have Rodgers, Fournette, Chubb, Keenan Allen, Debo, Hawkinson, Damien Harris, Tucker, and bench is Pierce, Bateman, Burks, Olave, Juju. Do I make any moves or leave it alone? Your bench sounds great. If that's Damien Pierce, holy shit, like that is fantastic. But you got Bateman, you got Treylon Burks, Chris Olave, and Juju on the bench. I mean, I think you might be starting Damien Pierce week 1 over Damien Harris. I think if you have to make any moves, I would need to know. Are you able to tell me who the best players available are? I guess if you could just give me, the best 5 running backs and 5 receivers available in your league. Otherwise, I think you got to leave it, man. This looks pretty good. You got Rodgers, which you kind of went low on QB, but you got Fournette, Chubb, Keenan Allen, Debo, Hawkinson. It sounds well built, but I love your bench. Your bench looks like starters, like Damien Pierce, Rashad Bateman. I'm not sure about Treylon Burks. He's got a lot of work to do to get into the starting lineup. But Olave, great piece, and then Juju. Oh man, I love your bench, man. That's very. I don't see anyone you can cut. That's the problem. So I think you leave it alone. I think you leave it alone, and then you're probably going to have to consider putting Damien Pierce into, unless is it Alec Pierce? If it's Alec Pierce, that changes it. But if it's Damien Pierce, I think he might be starting for you over Damien Harris. But anyways, I'm going to collect my boy Zach Moss here. We're on the deck next here, and let's check and see if Buffalo got it in there. Zach Moss gets the other touchdown. So 2 TDs for my boy Zach Moss. 4 for 19, 2 touchdowns. Buffalo is dealing. They have they're approaching almost 250 yards in this game in the first half. Unbelievable. So we get Zach Moss, and we're feeling pretty good about this. Let me look at my team. We'll show you guys what we're going. And it is Damien Pierce. Congrats, man. And, dude, in this draft, let me show you. If I filter all the way back here. Dude, Damien Pierce went in the 6th round, right after Deontay Johnson and Adam Thielen. So, unbelievable. And then Orbit, is your league half PPR or full PPR? The Chosen Rose, thanks for hanging out, man. I have the 2nd pick. I'm leaning Austin Eckler. What would you do? Also rank who you would draft: Aaron Jones, Chubb, Javonte, Lenny, and Kamara. So Chosen Rose, I have to ask: is it half PPR or full PPR? Because that does change quite a bit. Because if it's full PPR, I'm cool with Eckler in the 2nd pick. And I get it if you don't want to trust Christian McCaffrey, I get it. And it's also too, you want to be a part of that offense with the Chargers. So I'm cool with Eckler there. But I also would strongly consider Justin Jefferson or Cooper Kupp at that 2nd pick. But if you want RB, Eckler, I'm cool with it. And it is full PPR. So if you want Eckler, lock yourself into the Chargers. I'm totally cool with that. And then in terms of ranking the running backs here, let me kind of show you. I'm going to rank Nick Chubb's last of this group because it's full PPR. I think if I'm drafting one guy for PPR, you want Aaron Jones. And then I would probably do Alvin Kamara or Leonard Fournette would be my 2 or 3. Javonte Williams, the 4, and Nick Chubb would be 5. So if that makes sense, I would go Aaron Jones, Kamara, Fournette, Javonte, Nick Chubb. So it sounds like you want to do RB start, which I can't complain. But if you can get Aaron Jones round 2, man, I think that's going to be hot. I think that's going to be really hot. In terms of my these are my rankings here in my draft kit. If I go to PPR rankings here, I do have Eckler as my RB3. He's not too far off from the top 2 guys here. So Eckler's my 3, and then you can see I have Aaron Jones here as my RB7. Yeah, so that's how I would do it. So go ahead and get your PPR backs for sure, man. But we're moving and grooving here. We're into the 18th round. I believe I have 2 more spots left to fill. We got Trey Lance, Baker Mayfield, Marcus Mariota as our top 3 QBs. We're fine with that. It's all about Trey Lance. The running back field: Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon, Naheem Hines, Raheem Mostert, Michael Carter, and Zach Moss. We're going to lean heavily on the Packers running game. And then hopefully we get some sprinkles of some of these other players in there. But the receiving core, man: Jamar Chase, DJ Moore, Gabe Davis, Brandon Iuke, Christian Kirk, Rondelle Moore, Jahan Dotson, the rookie, tight end Kyle Pitts, and Hayden Hurst. So I think we're going to fill this out. I want another tight end. And if you missed me talking about it before, and no problem, man. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate the comments and hanging out with me today. But the last starting tight end is Tyler Conklin in this draft here. You could potentially go get Logan Thomas, but he's got a knee thing. I don't trust that. But all the training camp reports out of the Jets have been like, holy crap, Tyler Conklin's catching a lot of action from the starting quarterback. So he's the guy that we're going to probably go there. And then we only have 7 receivers. We can maybe grab another receiver here. Let me just kind of do some digging and see if anybody sticks out. Yeah, nobody nobody's sticking out here. So maybe we pivot and look back at the running backs. Randall Cobb's interesting. I think he's going to catch some touchdowns in Green Bay. I don't love it, but he could be a guy. Eno Benjamin, they've been saying he's kind of the backup there in Arizona. That could be nice. And it sounds like they want to use him. If you guys remember Chase Edmonds' role the last few seasons in Arizona, that's kind of what they're prepping Eno Benjamin for. So I don't hate that. And the fact that we're kind of light on running back, I don't mind maybe Mr. Eno Benjamin, because the receivers just look kind of gross. Am I going to take the 35-year-old Randall Cobb? Probably not. Cedric Wilson, though, I like Wilson. He's the number 3 for Tua. That could be pretty fruitful. There goes Kyle Rudolph off the board. Let's see what we got cooking here. It's Denver ball. Looks like they're punting. Buffalo gets the ball. They get another 2-minute drive here. And the Colts scored a touchdown. It looks like Mike Strawn, 3 for 45 and a touchdown. Sam Ehlinger playing pretty well here. Some good numbers from the Colts passing game today. And there goes Gus Edwards. I don't know if I trust Gus Edwards. Decent pick from Kenny Pickett, though. I kind of like that. Jerick McKinnon's interesting. He's a good pass-catching back, but I just worry about his age. And they like Isaiah Pacheco quite a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my tight end here, Tyler Conklin, and then that'll wrap us up at the tight end spot. So between Kyle Pitts, Hayden Hurst, and Tyler Conklin, I feel pretty covered. Pitts is going to be good this year. So if you guys can get Kyle Pitts on your team, I highly recommend doing it in full PPR leagues. And then at this point, I think we're going to close out with Eno Benjamin. If we can get him to finish our draft, I'm feeling pretty good about that. No, I mean, Chris Evans is a guy interesting. The Raiders have been talking up Amir Abdullah. It's Josh McDaniels. Like, who knows? You got to think about how he's operated in New England the last decade. Like, he loves his pass catching backs, and it sounds like Amir Abdullah could be the guy. But otherwise, we're going to kind of stay away here. It sounds like Ty Montgomery could be a guy for the Patriots too. I don't hate that. He had a touchdown last night, so he's a guy definitely worth looking at. And then it sounds like Jalen Warren's going to be the RB2 in Pittsburgh this year. So hopefully we can wrap this up. Again, this was a long one. FanDuel. I don't know if I'm going to do another live stream FanDuel, but if you're still watching, check out the 2022 draft kit. I do have my draft kit available for $15. Or if you just want the cheat sheets, you can get that. I think that's $5. Check it out. Links in the description below. And yeah, let's see if Buffalo can potentially do some more damage here before the end of the half with the second team. And here we go. We're going to grab Eno Benjamin, and we're going to call it a day. So I'll recap it right here. Quarterbacks, Trey Lance, Baker Mayfield, Marcus Mariota. We're all in for the Lance. Running back group, Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon, Naheem Hines, Raheem Mostert, Michael Carter, Zach Moss, and Eno Benjamin. And then our receiving group is pretty good. Jamar Chase, DJ Moore, Gabe Davis, Brandon Iuke, Christian Kirk, Rondelle Moore, Jahan Dotson, and then the tight ends there. So that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for your time. I appreciate the guys in the comments hanging out. Subscribe if you are new, like the video, all that good stuff. And thank you for your time. We'll see you guys in a future video. Peace.